will start in P1. Romain Franke right behind him. I think we will run it for T1 and see how they behave. Let's get a good view of that and see how they dare. James, if I'm saying that it's not fun and I'm not doing it, then you kind of don't have to look forward to that. And there are the lights. We get the CMRT lights as well. Welcome to DTM at Zolder. Green flag, and here we going. We have Pantopol having a jump start. Cantore has to defend against Franke, and we are at T1 here. It lags a tiny bit. Do we have a crash? We get pushed outside there. Was the red car of Gavas, I believe? No, that was Blümke that got pushed a bit to the outside there. It was a tight first turn. Franke in the front. Let's get it going. At Lucien Bianchi Bocht. It does lag a bit. Once the grid stretches a bit, this will get better. Believe me. Don't you worry. And Cantore just sees and tries to feel what Romain Franke is doing. Does everybody go up here? I don't see it for the moment, but we have a tight battle. Lynch versus Fobbe, side by side into Butte. Breaking into it. Was there a small little bump? I wonder if that is the track mod or something else, but Gavas and Blümke side by side. And Gavas gets out of this successfully. I don't know what it is, but it looks horrible, unfortunately. I'm very, very sorry. Lynch and Blümke. Blümke in the Alpha, Lynch in oh, my bad, in the BMW. Still tries to be side by side with him. And we are still side by side. That is a beautiful battle here in the front. Franke still out in front, 0.5. Running with Cantore right at the back, half a second. Let's go to that battle real quick and see how it is in the Sternbach Bocht and at the Kanal Bocht. But this seems to like draw out a bit. So let's get back to the battle for P6 here. Fobbe Blümke. Blümke can't catch a break. He was quite in the front there at the beginning and is dropping down, unfortunately. P7 right now. Against Fobbe is probably going to try something very, very soon to retain a good position in this race. This is a 15-minute race. We had 10 minutes qualifying. That was over in a heartbeat. So, don't you think that this will be a long race where you can rest on your laurels and think, later on I will still have time to defend or to gain some places here? I don't think so. I don't think so, buddy. Pantopol was in for his drive-through because he had a jump start. Jochen Rindbocht, we're running it at that with Lynch, who is getting closer to Doe. And Doe, I do remember from, like, as a namesake, I have it in my mind. I do remember that name. I can't pinpoint it from where, but I definitely seen that name. Blümke and Fobbe, that battle is over. Blümke came out ahead of that battle, which is very, very well. And we do see a battle now, side by side, versus Lynch and Doe. Or Doe, I'm sorry, probably Doe. Side by side, Lynch has the inside here, runs it clean. 11 minutes left here. Lucien Bianchi Bocht. And has a beautiful run into P4 and makes the move. And that looks to me like Lynch made that move stick. Next Next one is going to be, let me see, the interval here is going to be Gavars in 5 seconds. Blümke side by side with Doe. That was quick. And we're side by side throwing it in. And Blümke tries it for the outside, but doesn't have the time to actually, just doesn't have the turn and goes off. And that lost him some time to Fobbe, who is now very, very close to that battle there in the front between Doe and Blümke. That was a bit of a touch here between the two, Doe and Blümke. I'm not sure what was the fault on that, and I'm also the stewarding thing. The stewarding system here is held fairly loosely. It is, if you crash into someone, say sorry, wait for him, and give back the position. That is a very, very easy to follow rule here. I think that is a very loose system that works for a Friday night fun. It's perfect. You want exactly that. Just say sorry, give the position back, and all is good now. All is good. You're the streamer for the DTM race? It seems like that. I mean, I don't know what else I'm doing right now then. Cantore 1 second behind in P2, behind Franke, and Franke at this point, it looks like he is running away from Cantore in race 1 here. We're not at the halfway point just yet, but we're closing in on it, and we have a side-by-side between Blümke and Fobbe. Yet again, Blümke moves out of that, had the inside, but had to move out at the chicane. Doing the chicane side-by-side is just a bit too aggressive for my taste, and Blümke might have realized that as well now, and stays out of those kinds of incidents, and just tries to overtake clean and safely somewhere around the straights when he can actually get into the slipstream. We have Diederik Fobbe here, very, very well known from the mufflers. Oh! And Doe goes a bit wide there. Goes onto the grass, and don't have to tell Fobbe and Blümke that twice. You don't have to tell them twice. They take that. They immediately take that. And there has been a bit of a change here in the front on the DTM here at Zolder today. Cantore actually made the fastest lap just now and is closing in on Franke, who had the fastest lap this race, this lap, but Cantore immediately took that away from him. So both of them are now trying to go for the initial push, halfway done with the race in the 15-minute first race of this event here at Zolder. We were just at the Thierry Boutsen chicane. We're running into Butte, braking into the Villeneuve chicane. And Cantore is now very, very close. This is the closest battle you see on track right now. I can guarantee you that nobody else is as close on the track as those two. P1, P2, the battle is on, and it is very, very interesting to see. It would be even more interesting if those were two different cars with their own kind of quirks and things. One car that is a bit better on the straight, one car that is a bit better on the turns. Then we would see like constant side-by-sides, I would think. But since both of them are the Mercedes, they are running basically equal cars, just in terms of the machinery. What they do in terms of setups, that I don't know, but it looks very, very good. We are back at T1, erste links, which is probably the first left. It is a left turn. Links is a German word for left. So since those two languages are very, very familiar to each other, I do believe that I'm not too far away from the actual meaning here. Doe now. Let's jump to Doe for a while. We have it in our sight that Cantore is actually battling Franke at the moment, but let's get a quick watch on Doe, who is running 2 seconds behind Blümke. That battle is over. As well as Diederik Fobbe, who his initial push and his speed he had at the beginning of the race is now slowly fading out just a tiny bit. And he can't really get back into the times that Blümke is running. And Blümke, we just talked about it. Is it commentator's curse? Who knows? But we actually do have a drive-through for Blümke that will run him close to 10 to 20 seconds behind. So he was actually faster all this time, but that was in the expense of having a few cuts here and there. And that also means Blümke now has to go into the pit. It's actually, I think it starts to lag when I click into Assetto Corsa. So that might be the main issue here. If I click out of it, it's actually decent. So who knows if what's the exact issue here. And here we have him getting into the pit for his drive-through penalty. And there we have Doe, who was 4 seconds behind him and now overtakes him into P5. And Blümke will lose another place to Aditya Zolder and Fobbe. Aditya Zolder, by the way, there has been an update. Aditya has actually made the move against Diederik Fobbe, and Blümke gets out of it in P8 now. 7-8 seconds. He's still in the pit lane, like in the pit exit, and he's getting out in P9 right behind Debowski, and maybe he can do still something. Debowski should be a possibility, but 9 seconds in 4 minutes, there has to be a miracle here for that to actually work. We are at the Parlament Bocht. Cantore is still hunting down Franke. Let's see what he is actually seeing right now. This car here, Franke, he wants to actually make the move at some point in race 1 out of 2. Pantopol did not have a good race here. Had to do a drive-through. Well, I think it was a drive-through. It wasn't a stop and go. And like he is 60 seconds away, a minute away from Blümke. Not his race today for the Ukrainian amateur driver. But race 2 might prove to be even more interesting, especially because the grid is switched and we will see Franke and Cantore in P5 and 4, while very, very probably Doe, Lynch and Gavars will be running further to the front, with Doe at this moment, probably running with the reversed grid in P1 and running on pole. And he may be able to defend a bit against the two Mercedes, but so far, if we run the numbers, the fastest laps today in this race here, it's very, very clear that Franke and Cantore, they are just running away from those. So it will not take too long, I think, for both of them to be clear of it. We also have the current tire. Cantore is actually driving those times on medium. If the data given to me is actually the right one, then Cantore is running on mediums while Franke is running on softs. I'm not sure how actually correct that is. We have a car standing right to the side there. There was no yellow flag here. That is absolutely not good. But on the interwall, we have actually Zolder getting closer and closer to Doe in P5 now in his BMW. Doe as well in the BMW. Fobbe as well in a BMW. So we have the BMW battle here. We have the Cantore-Franke battle in the front. I even rolled the R on Franke now. But Cantore closing in, just so we see Aditya is actually closing in to Doe. Maybe catching up and getting P5 in the process, which means Aditya can start in the front there. We have the last minute is up now. Now it is up. Sponsored by Sizzling Crunchy Cheeseburger. Of course, not officially sponsored. But Cantore is running 0.6, almost half a second behind Franke, and he wants to make the move. Cantore is doing very, very well here at Zolder, and Franke is defending beautifully. He's just running out of it. He is very, very consistent. I think if we would take a look at the lap times of Franke, that would be just sound. It would look, I think, very, very good. And Aditya actually makes the move. Aditya actually makes the move. We didn't have it on screen perfectly, but I might be that Doe actually went wide again and gave Aditya the possibility to run into P5 here. This is just beautiful. A beautiful race so far. Even though we're just running 9 people, we have constant racing in 15 minutes. The leader is on the final lap, and Franke is now going into the Jackie X chicane. The last one. Cantore, can he try something again? I don't think so. That is it. Franke absolutely wins the first race. He has it down. Beautifully done. The second race will start in a few minutes. We will be just about here. But here we have the race winner of Franke. He did not start in 9th, I believe. He started in E2. Right there in the front, with Cantore having the pole position with the 40.0. That was a great race. Beautiful, beautiful. The race report is here. We are in the pits. That was absolutely astonishing. Very, very good. We had a bit of a problem with Blümke, unfortunately. All the race is still technically running, but there is no change in the standings, I would say. Pantopol, Debowski. Pantopol actually made a place, and Debowski actually lost a lap in the process. Fobbe in P7 had a very, very good run there at the beginning with the guys in the front. Something must have happened there in the race. Maybe the tires were degrading too much. Who knows? But we basically, now everybody's on their final lap. Pantopol, the Ukrainian, so is actually the last. So that was just a lap kind of thing where the lap wasn't over yet. Pantopol will be P10. I will take that after being bumped twice lap 1 and going to 10th. That was, yeah, I mean, I saw you down there, and then you started to slowly move up the ranks. Very, very good, Aditya. And now you have basically pole, since it is grid reverse for the top 5. So you're starting in the front now. Maybe you can make something out of it. Maybe the BMW can do something up until P1. T1, sorry. P1 is actually Franke, and we'll see. Now my hopes and dreams die. Let's hope not. Let's hope not. And here we are in the pits. We have a waiting minute. Okay, we might have to change that, Lars, in the future, that we don't have like 8 minutes of wait time, right? That's like, but I do remember that was the issue with. Does somebody remember where we had like 2 races in one event? Like which championship we ran where that was actually the case? I guess it's bugged. I think you can actually, let me see. You can change the waiting time, I believe. Oh, but we can also skip. Yeah. You can get your admin password, and then we can technically skip the waiting time. Yeah, Lars, that is now your thing. You just go into the settings, get the admin password ready, and skip. Have you ever done this? Probably have. If not, let me know. I can also do it if you want. Give me the admin password. Milk TTV, hello. That was a good race. What happened there at the end? Like You started to slowly lose some positions, and I was wondering what happened. Did you have fun? Are we gonna look at replays at the end? We could. We could, technically. If... Yeah, technically we do. We should have time with... Indy Findy. What do I have to do? And I see. So, you are clicking here. Wait a minute. You are clicking. So, where was it? I don't remember. In the chat. In the chat, technically. Let me see. So if you put up the chat. You have drivers and attach. Where was it? You can. Why is this not working? Yeah, technically you like click somewhere here and then it says get admin access. The thing is, yeah, there is no hammer, for me at least. There we go, race starting, all good. All good. Enable admin options. There it is. Weird that it reset because I did not do that. All right. Hello, and welcome. Back at it again. Krispy Kremes. But this time Aditya Zolder, sorry, is in the front on P1 on pole. We have BMW this time in the front, and let's see how race 2 is going. Here we go. There we drop it down. Ah, fuck it. We'll do it like that. And it's lights out and away we go. Here's the green flag and Aditya has a beautiful start here. And I do see that Doe is actually making the move already on Cantore and Franke. And we are at T1. And there is a bump. Gavas gets killed by Franke. A slight bump to the back. Gavas in P10 at this point. He's losing a lot of seconds here. And we have a side-by-side battle. Blümke in the mix as well here with everybody else. Franke in P4. Debowski. Blümke right behind that. Let me get that on screen here for you. But we are 3 wide, guys, going into the Thierry Boutsen chicane, and I see cars. I saw a car sideways there in the front. Why? Holy hell. We have another side-by-side with Debowski in the Mercedes battling Doe. That is a really tight battle so far. Aditya is running in the front and he hopes to at least defend like hell against Lynch, Cantore and Franke. They're all moving out. Gavas now has to push the throttle in double time side by side into the Boulderberg Bocht. And Blümke has that from the outside. Gets it. That's actually a problem with me, actually, the AC issue here. And Pantopol this time, second race. He might be here to, this time, get a chance of a better lap. A better race, a better second race. Blümke makes the move side by side against Debowski. And He is having the outside. He stays on the outside. He tries to stay on the outside. We're still side by side. What a move. Blümke does not go out of this battle. He stays tucked to the inside there. We are so close. Technically, we are still side by side. Blümke, Fobbe, Debowski, all very, very close to each other. Blümke, Fobbe. The battle is on. What is this? This is crazy. Side by side. We're running into Thierry Boutsen yet again. Beautiful. And Fobbe!
Yeah.
Fobbe! He tries, but that wasn't good enough. That didn't work out. And Aditya, it wasn't on screen, unfortunately. I'm so sorry, guys. It was not on screen, but Cantore made the move. Aditya is still fighting against Lynch in the background. Welcome, welcome, Tyler. Held it through the stream. And sort of overshoots, unfortunately, at the sharp turn. And Franke goes through. Lynch goes through. Doe goes through. Sort of is still on the grass and he loses it again. That's so unfortunate. Doesn't go back on the track. Blümke goes through. Gavas goes through. Pantopol goes through. Fobbe as well. And the closest battle on this run, on this race too, right now is Lynch versus Franke. But Franke, at least what he has shown in race 1 was that he and Cantore, they are just out of this world fast. So I am very, very curious if Lynch can keep up with Romain Franke here, the founder of Attack Racing. And Gavas is slowly getting back his positions that he lost right at the beginning there. I think he was running P4 or P5, and I think he was running P3 or something close to that, and got punted by Romain Franke and had to go back to P10. Blümke goes a bit too wide, touches the grass, and that is the fear of every gamer we know. Touched grass, lost 3 seconds in the process, unfortunately. It does do bad stuff to your lap time. Telling you, don't touch grass, guys. Don't touch grass. It just immediately ruins your lap time. You can't catch a break on this. It's just the way it is. Franke now getting back at Cantore. Oh no, we have a quicker battle on the screen right now. This is Debowski running against Pantopol. Half second between both of those Mercedes. Pantopol, a Ukrainian driver. Debowski, a Polish driver. Oh, it's Diabowski. I think it's Diabowski. That is the problem if you have Assetto Corsa and you don't have the stuff that makes the language the language. We do see it by Blümke, for example, that he does not have the umlaut over the U. It is not Blümke, how it would be put here on AC. It is actually Blümke, Lars Blümke, the event organizer today, running in P6. Very unfortunate that he ran wide there for a moment and lost quite a bit of time and tries to get that back now, but so far Gavas is running away from him here at Zolder. Lucien Bianchi, Bocht, we are running into the Thierry Boutsen chicane yet again. You are watching the closest battle on the screen. Aditya sort of very, very close of getting the positions back. Aditya beautifully started on pole. That was what a run he had. He defended against Lynch and then unfortunately, maybe by losing a braking point or losing the car in general, had to unfortunately give in and lost a few positions there. He had problems in the first race as well, where he got put back into P10 and then ran back to P5, and now we have the same all over again. His BMW running today against the Mercedes here. Debowski Debowski in the back as well with a Mercedes. So Aditya is in the midst of Mercedeses here. And we'll see how he does. Franke. Romain Franke. He is at the moment not closing in, I think, because Cantore is making new waves. He is getting quicker. He is getting quicker. Franke is also getting quicker, but Cantore had the fastest lap. Last lap. We have no stops here, no pit stops. Don't have to see that. Here we have the best laps, and it is clear as day here at Sacrament-Healing, I think, and at Butte going into the Villeneuve chicane, that Cantore is running the quickest lap so far, only by a very small margin, but let's hope he has race 2, what also would be even more exciting is if Franke actually catches up with Cantore, the Italian. We have the interval up yet again. Pantopol is fairly close to Gavars. Something happened to Gavars. I'm calling it here. He lost at least a few seconds there. Because, yeah, something must have happened. Cantore, fastest lap yet again. Franke, 2.5 seconds behind Cantore now. So there had to be something major happen. Franke lost a second in the midst of it. That must have been an issue. Zolder! Oh, tries. Looks to the inside there. And to be honest, it worked out for him. What a move. Pantopol goes wide. Aditya knew his braking point from the start and makes his move into P7. Next target is Gavars, who had some issues. I'm not sure what the issue is, but Aditya is closing in on Gavars in his BMW. Gavars running a BMW as well. Blümke in the, I believe, like, don't let me lie. I don't like to lie, but Blümke at the moment runs the only Alfa Romeo on track. Cantore, Franke, Lynch. No, Cantore, Franke, Pantopol, and Diabowski are running the Mercedes. And Lynch, Doe, Gavars, Aditya, and Fobbe, who has now left the race, ran the BMWs on today's race. What a beauty. I wonder what happened to Diederik Fobbe, why he wasn't comfortable finishing this race. 5 minutes left in this race here. Cantore yet again on the fastest laps. Franke 3 seconds away now, so I'm not sure that is a viable strategy anymore, that maybe Franke is keeping the car clean and stable for now and is not running too high pace laps, because he might have done that before when he was like 1.5 seconds away and maybe something happened. Maybe he pushed the car too much and said, oh well, that's it, Cantore is the faster car in race 2 here. I'm not going to risk it. I'd rather have a safe P2 than a not so safe P3, P4. Who knows if I run too fast here. But Aditya started P1 in race 2, is running P7 right now. And oh my god, something happened. Something happened to Doe, and Blümke runs through. And Doe, I gotta say it again, earlier as well on that particular turn, there was a bit of an issue and Doe might have run wide yet again. We don't know for sure what happened, but that might have been exactly what happened. And that would have been the 3rd time that I see that Doe loses a position roughly at the same point of the track. 2 times in race 1 and this time on race 2. Zolderberg Bocht, we are running close to Jochen Rindt Bocht. and we will approach the next last chicane, and Blümke is holding up quite nicely. As for Aditya running closer and closer to Gavaz, so Gavaz is losing time for some reason, and I'm not sure why. Gavaz does indeed have damage because of the punt at the beginning. Doe is in the pit, so has to pit for his drive-through penalty. Gavaz goes through, Aditya goes through. Might even be a free position for Pantopol, since you do have a bit of a pit exit here that is quite a bit longer. So he's losing time on the dime. Is that even a saying? I don't think so. But there's Pantopol, and there he sees Doe already, and now he has some newfound strength, hopefully. And Diabowski getting closer to Pantopol. Pantopol going slightly over. That is a battle. That is a battle. And so far, a very, very interesting and exciting race. We have seen so many switches, so many overtakes, and side-by-sides here. Zolder, actually a perfect track for this occasion. I enjoy that very, very well. We have 1.5 minutes running. Cantore is still in the front with the fastest lap here today. Gavaz with the 41, with usually his best lap being a 41.40, and Aditya running 42s. In this race, in this particular, let me run. In race 1, Aditya was running basically 1/1000th of a second below 42s, while Gavaz was running 42.4s. So I'm not sure what's wrong here today. That might be the damage. Then again, Aditya has damage as well. Gavaz does have, well, yeah, it's the roles are reversed. Like, while Aditya has yellow damage on the front wing, on the front, Gavaz has yellow on the rear. 30 seconds left. Jumbo, thank you so much. I don't have a drink on me right now, but I will get one once the race is over, and then I will properly hydrate for you. Thank you for the redeem. I appreciate it. And welcome to the stream. To the last 15 seconds of this race, and Aditya wants that. I can tell. But here we are at the Jochenrind, and it's 5 seconds. This is the last lap, actually. Here we go. This is it. We're running into the last chicane, the Jackie X chicane, and second race, it is going to be Cantore. Cantore wins! Race 2, beautifully done. Franke, 6 seconds later, goes over the line in second place. The battle, Gavaz, Aditya is still on. Aditya has the inside here, and what a battle that is to the line. We have Lynch getting over the line as well, and will we see something? We're running to the last chicane, and Aditya has the inside. Will he keep the inside? Both BMWs at the Jackie X chicane, and we are still side by side. What a beauty! And Aditya stays on the outside and goes over. Aditya, P4. No, not P4 for him. I think P5 or something like that, because the broadcasting system has a bit of an issue. What a race! Oh, and apparently had a bit of an issue because Lynch might have not braked properly, maybe bumped him a bit. Who knows? But what a race! Doe goes over the line. Diabowski goes over the line. Pantopol goes over the line. And here we go. And that is race 2 of 2. Cantore wins race 2. Franke P2. Lynch P3, Blümke P4, Aditya Surve P5 yet again. Gavaz P6, Doe P7, Diabowski P8, Pantopol P9, and Fobbe, unfortunately, DNF'd on the last race. Crazy. Crazy. What a race. Beauty. Yeah, that push by Franke, I remember. I've seen it. I think all my incidents might have been with Lynch. Could very well be. Thanks for joining. Hey, and to be honest, I hope that the next time we do this, like next week, that it's even more full and like more packed.